What's up, guys? So I just got off with Kevin Rogers, who you guys are about to listen to. Kevin Rogers is one of the top copywriters in one of the most requested and in-demand copywriters in the world right now. He runs a thriving community over at Copy Chief, if you're not familiar with him. And the reason I wanted to bring Kevin on is because he has this pretty amazing event that's going to be coming up, and if you're watching this after November 9th, 10th, and 11th, then that's totally okay. But at this event, he's going to be breaking down everything that he does at his live events that he charges a couple $1,000s for, down and distilling it down into three consecutive days. And I actually, when I first saw this, I was down in Arizona and saw a picture and saw a promo for it. And so I went over to the sales page and I bought it within 2 minutes. And I was like, I've kind of learned how to be able to spot certain offers that are legit and spot ones that aren't. And so that's part of why I wanted to bring Kevin on, so that he could tell you a little bit more about this event that's going to be happening, and also share some of his wisdom of copy and kind of the process and understanding how to be able to take the cap off some of the limiting beliefs that a lot of us share. So I hope that you enjoy this interview with Kevin Rogers. What's going on, everybody? Adam Smith here, and welcome to this very special interview. I am pumped to have our special guest on the line. This guy is somebody that I have looked up to for a few years, actually, in the copy world, and someone that I am stoked to be able to have come and share his expertise and knowledge with you today. Kevin Rogers, welcome to the show, my man. Thanks for being on today.
Thank you, Adam. I really appreciate it. It's great to get to know you, man.
Wonderful. Well, I am excited because I was down in Arizona, like I was telling you before the show, and that's when I initially saw the promo for Copy Chief Live, which is happening. I had never been able to attend one of the actual events, but Copy Chief Live, which you guys can get at x2revenue.com/CCL. But this is a virtual event that Kevin is going to be putting on, essentially to help us as freelancers and copywriters learn how to be able to grow our businesses. And this is a very, very special event that is not, we're not sitting here, you're not throwing up a webcam. Like, this is something that, has been put a lot of effort. But before we kind of dive into that process, like, Kevin, like, you weren't always like this. Like, you didn't start out having these big events. You were actually a dead broke comedian, right?
Started out as a dead broke. Yeah. I spent a tremendous way to spend your 20s, Adam. I highly, my son just turned 18 and he's a musician. And I hope that he gets to go out and fumble his way around the highways of America like I did, and just learn how to survive and have amazing adventures. I have friendships from then that'll be in my life forever. It was amazing. Would have never done it at 30. So I spent, 10 years as a stand-up comic. I was good at it. I learned how to kill the room. The problem was I had no business understanding at all. I didn't have the confidence to ask for more money. I didn't have the confidence to really push to headline clubs, which is when you start kind of making a career out of it. I loved being in the middle spot because I just had a really good 30 minutes and I could really affect the show. I liked that responsibility of setting up the headliner really well. If they were cool, and if they were kind of a jagoff, could kind of ruin their night if I not that that happened often, but I liked having that power. But I look back now and I go, when I coach freelancers, I go, oh, it's easy to get stuck in the thing you're most comfortable with. And the real magic happens when we push out of our comfort zone. And the truth is, man, in my 20s, for my mindset then, I wasn't ready to push, myself. But side of that, tremendous, worked with, open for Chris Rock, open for Louis C.K. Like, my best friend is Billy Gardell, who's a big TV star, Mike and Molly, and these great shows. And it's just been a tremendous career. And it taught me so much about what I would need to know later, unbeknownst to me, about getting attention, holding attention, getting people to change their thought patterns so that they could laugh. And now it's so that they can trust and want to take the next step with it. So it turned out to be great training ground for what I didn't know was to come.
I think there's so many people that are stuck just like you were, where you wanted to make that shift, you wanted to make that leap. What event transpired that caused you to want to take that step? Like, was there a final straw? Was there like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to make a change?
Oh yeah, big time. A few things happened. I got what would have been the break. And I started getting to a point where, you know, what I started to love was writing and collaborating with other comics to you know, we, like, for instance, had the original idea for doing an all comedy radio network. This back in the 90s before, you know, satellite radio. And we got together with my friends and we wrote a script. I still have it in my friend Billy's handwriting. We just hand wrote it, and we got to actually record it in the studio. And I just said, this is my life. Like, if I could just do this forever, I don't ever need to be in front of a camera. I don't care about that. So that happened. And then another friend of mine got a sitcom, and he brought me out to LA with him. And he said, look, I only want one writer. This is my guy. He knows my voice. I want him in the room. And then I ran into the big wall of Hollywood politics. And everybody says, yes, yes, of course you can have that. Kevin will be there. Great to meet you, Kev. You seem brilliant. And then the show actually gets picked up and they go, about that Kevin guy, you know, he's not quite a made man yet. So maybe next season, right? And so I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. Nobody seems to be having fun. These writers, they're miserable. You know, they're just drinking a lot of caffeine. They're working like, they're sleeping like 4 hours a night. I'm like, I don't think this is what I thought it was, you know? And so that happened. And then I was just burned out on the road. And I'll never forget, I was in Warner Robins, Georgia, like the Ramada Inn Lounge, the night that I just physically couldn't do the show anymore. You know what I mean? I'm looking out at a scattering of half drunk, and God bless some people that showered and spent money to come see the show. I just didn't care to entertain them anymore. And I said, that's not fair to them. They don't deserve that. I got to stop doing this. I'm burned out. And then, you know, it said, what do I do next? I fortunately didn't lose the woman I knew I desperately wanted to marry. So we were able to get together and we were starting this new life together, but I knew it couldn't involve road comedy. And so it was this series of misadventures of doing, like, you know, real work. I went to bartending school and learned how to, the most delegitimizing thing you can do as a bartender is actually go to bartending school. But I'm like, I don't know how else to learn to make a Harvey Wallbanger. How do people figure this out? And was a horrible bartender. I would be the guy going, you sure you want another one? I don't know, man. You maybe just, you know, head on home. You know, I was the worst.
Right.
And so, yeah, and that eventually crazy winding roads led me to copywriting. And it was like a eureka moment.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, and I think so many times we're stuck in this position where it's so much easier to stay where you are. And I love that you're just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is not my passion. Like, how many people do we know that are stuck in some dead end 9-to-5 job and they're trying to push past, they know they have a passion for writing. They know they want to kind of do something different.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say to somebody in that position, like coming from your own experience?
Yeah, it's a great question. And in fact, man, if I can meet somebody there that they found it, and even before then, I can help them nurture it. The big thing I want to tell them, man, is like, you don't have to learn everything. The biggest problem, the thing I see holding people back, is that they think, oh boy, I got to learn this. Oh, I don't know how to write long form sales letters yet, right? I haven't written a VSL yet, so I better not put my hat in the ring. Get good at one thing first. Focus your energy, try to turn off the noise. You're going to be learning and you're going to be grokking a lot of stuff. But man, if you can focus your efforts, if it's email, if it's landing pages, if it's whatever it is, webinars, get great at that. And then, man, there are people who need be a specialist at the front of the line, not a generalist at the back of the line. That's the biggest thing.
Oh, I love that. And it rings so true, because there are so many people that are just generalists. They try to be the family doctor instead of the brain surgeon.
Right.
And it's like, how much does the family doctor make compared to the person who specialized?
Exactly right, man.